Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Black Fatherhood Conversations podcast. I am your host, Mike Owens. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. It's an excellent panel up here. We got some new faces up here. It should be a great one. And you know what? We got to get our salutations and greetings out the way first before we get started tonight. But I did want to shout out my good friend Justin Washington. He has a brand, a clothing brand called Garments of Salvation. That's what it's called. And it's an excellent brand. Garments of Salvation. I'm gonna actually put it up in the link in the public chat so you guys can see it. But anybody that wants to buy some dope faith-based clothing, go to garmentsofsalvation.com. If you use our code on here, fatherhood, it gets you 15% off of your order. So if you guys could go on garmentsofsalvation.com, I'm going to put it in the actual chat so you guys can see it. And you can actually purchase something and get 15% off and tell them Mike sent you. But now that we got that out the way, let's get into our show a little bit. And I'm gonna give these guys their introductions because they definitely need them. To the top, man. This is a good brother right here, man. We go all the way back to 2015, 2014, working together, man. At Sprint, no longer Sprint anymore. That's how you know it's a long time ago. But yeah, man, give it up for my guy, man. A good guy here, Dre Howard, man. How you doing tonight, Dre?
What's good, man? All is well on my end, bro. Feeling good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, man. I'm glad you came on the show. And then to the right of him, man, me and Rashad, we actually have a kid that's around the same age, and he moved down here probably around the same time we did, man. And his wife worked with my wife, and now I told him, I said, man, we got to get Rashad on this show because I seen him a couple months ago, and I'm like, man, we got to get Rashad on this show. So I reached out to Rashad, man. He's a STL boy himself, man. So give it up for my guy Rashad, man. How you doing tonight, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Thanks for the introduction. Appreciate you having me on, man. I'm excited.
Yes, we excited to have you on, man. It's gonna be a good show.
Yes,
To the right of him,
yes,
it's a staple of the show, man. This guy, man, he always dropping nuggets, dropping gems. I am happy to call him now a brother, man, and give it up for my guy Kevin Aldridge Jr., man. You doing all right tonight, bro?
I'm straight, man. I can't complain at all, bro. I'm chilling.
That's good. And then already to the left, man, he came on last week. I said, man, we gotta give him a rerun because he came on in the middle of the show last week. So we said, man, we gotta give him his due, his due, man. He gotta get a real run of the show, man. He only got 20 minutes last week, so we gotta give him his full hour this week, man. Give it up for my guy, man, DJ, man. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm good, man. Thank y'all, man.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
I'm glad you back on, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then always fashionably late.
My
cousin George, everybody knows cousin George. Cousin George is fashionably late. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get his headphones fixed. He a little diva, so we'll give him a little time to get his stuff fixed, and he'll probably be on here in the next 5 minutes. But you know what, man? How we do this show, how we start this show, we started off the same way every week. We ask you guys, how's your mental? All right. Us as brothers, us as black men, a lot of times we hide a lot of stuff. We hold a lot of stuff in, and we don't have an outlet to get it out. So what I do is I ask all you guys, how's your mental been the last 7 days on a scale of a 1 to 10? How has your mental been? And I'm telling you guys, this week, man, my wife just came in here and prayed for me before we started the show. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I've been taking on a lot of things, a lot of other people's problems that's turning into my problems that I gotta handle. And you know what, man? In the end, I still count it all joy, man. I'm happy to be alive, be healthy. But it has been a very stressful past couple days, guys, this week. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say about a 5.56. And you know what? I'm hoping that I have a good week. I know I'm gonna have a good week. My good brother Kevin, he's coming down here and visiting. I'm very, very excited about that. But yeah, man, these past couple days, man, they've been taking a toll on me a little bit. So y'all just keep me lifted up. I'm gonna be all right. You just have weeks like this sometimes where it don't seem like nothing's going right. It's always something else happen, and this happened, and it's a lot, and it deals, takes a toll on you. But I will be fine. So let's start with Dre, man. Dre, how has this week been on a scale of 1 to 10 these past 7 days since last Tuesday?
Man, it's been a challenging one as well too. Mentally, we carry many as men, we carry many hats. We carry a lot on our shoulders. So, you know, I'd say it's been about a 6.5 to be honest, man. But it's just all about your perspective on how you get to it. So for me, like I like to get quiet. Went to the beach, let it unwind, let God have it, and walked away peacefully, man. And things started to get better, man. I guess I was trying to take everything into my own perspective, but we realized like we're not supposed to do that. It's not ours to carry. So I had to let them have it, bro. So once I did that, man, the week has been progressing. So not too bad, man. Thanks for asking.
Man, thank you for sharing that, man, because it's like, man, somebody else going through it too. You know what I mean? It's like, man, it's a lot this week. So yeah. What about
Yep.
you, Rashad? How your week been, man?
Man, it's been pretty good. I can't complain, just hit a milestone 38. Just turned 38 on Sunday.
Man, happy
You
birthday,
Happy
know,
bro.
birthday.
that's a blessing. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's a blessing to see that, and
Yes, it
God
is.
let me see that another year. So, man, just being in that front, in that mind, that state of mind, and just 38, seeing another year, being able to wake up, see my son, see my family, make sure they good, like it's a blessing. But we all still go through our things, on a day to day. So, um, you know, I could say it's probably about a 2. I can't complain this week. But I mean, last week was a 6.5. So
Yeah, you said wait, it was a 2 out of 10 this week?
yeah. So far, it's been
So far.
cool. It's been cool. It's been
All right.
cool.
Wait. That's good or bad? Because 2 is
Oh,
bad.
good.
So you mean
Okay.
8.
Okay. So
Hey,
I'm about to say I'm
hey,
gonna
okay.
have to
So
hey.
it's
pray for
been
you
8.
right now,
Okay.
Rashad.
My
You
bad.
having
My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. So yeah. So I say about an
that's
8.
the lowest
It's
score
been
we have
I'm
had
finna
on here,
start
man.
praying
He had
right
a
now.
horrible week. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, so no, can you hear me? I'm praying over my
he
boy.
said put it on me right now.
You hear me?
Yeah, I said,
Hey,
let's
we
keep
ain't
the
gonna
Nah,
prayer
it's
up
wait.
been
this
it's,
man,
it's been
man.
good. I had it confused. I'm in the 8. We've been
Hey,
good.
all
It's
right.
good.
Good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good, man. Good week. Good week. All right, man. What about you, Kev, man? How your week been, man?
It's been cool. It's been dragging.
Uh,
Man, it's been so long already. So it's only Tuesday. I feel like it should be about a Thursday or Friday already, but nothing too crazy though. It's just long so
yeah.
far,
Yeah.
So I can't complain. I'm about a 7, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good. And then what
Yeah.
about you? What about you, DJ? How your week been, man?
Oh, it's been cool, man. A couple ups and downs. I would probably say about like I'm like you, bro. I'm probably like a 5, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 6. Just you try and things just don't go your way, so you get frustrated a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so you kind of get stuck on what to do next. But it's all gonna be all right, though. It's all gonna be all right, though. It could be worse. I promise. There's been times where it was worse.
Could be worse. Could be worse. All right. Definitely could. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for being as candid as possible. But we're gonna get into the show, man. We got a couple questions for you guys tonight. We're gonna try to get it through as many as we possibly can in this next hour. And I'm sorry for everybody, because we do start this show. I'm normally a timely person. We start this show at 8 o'clock. But a lot of times the technical difficulties of us trying to figure out this new streaming site sometimes gives us problems where we want to give you guys the best audio and video possible. So we got to get some stuff fixed on our end before we get started. But thank you guys for bearing with us tonight. And I promise you we're going to get better at getting it started on time. But the first question that I have for you guys today is this. Your teenage son says real men don't cry. How do you redefine strength for him? And Rashad, I know you're a newbie on this show. I normally give you guys a little time to think about it, but I don't give you guys the questions for a reason. It's because I want you guys to think about it and be as honest and candid as possible when you're answering these questions. But me personally, when it comes to if my son was to say anything like this, where he says real men don't cry, I think real men do cry. Real men cry. If you a real man, you've been through something where you gonna get on your knees and cry. All right. You went through something, whether it's death, whether it's grief, whether it's a disappointment in life, whether you feel like you ain't where you need to be in life, where all you can do is get on your knees and cry. But the only thing about crying is you got to get up and keep moving. That's the biggest thing of how do you respond after you cry? Because a lot of men cry and don't do nothing about it. Once you let that cry out, how do you get up and say, okay, what's my plan for getting better? What's my plan for where I don't have to be back on my knees crying again? What am I going to do to change what I'm crying about? All right. And sometimes it could be grief, but a lot of times I've cried because I felt like I wasn't where I was in life. I let myself down. I let my family down in certain situations to where all I could do is get on my knees and cry out to God in tears because I ain't have nothing else I could do. And I'm at a dead end. I don't know what else to do. All right. But for somehow, God made a way. He made a way out of no way. In those situations, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. You can't stay in that state though. That's the biggest thing is you cannot stay in that state. All right. And that's what I would tell my son is real men do cry. Real men have emotions. You're human. You have emotions. What's the scary part is when you don't show emotion, when you don't let those emotions out. All right, because somehow they're going to get out regardless. They're going to get out through anger. They're going to get out through any other way. I'm telling you now, the emotion is going to come out regardless. All right, and so you might as well just go ahead and let it out and cry. And I ain't saying you be a crybaby because Lord knows I don't like a crybaby either. You crying about everything that ain't good either. Too much of something is ain't good either. If you crying about every situation, then I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta cut the crying out and get to moving, man.
So you gotta figure that out.
It's okay, yeah, it's okay to cry every now and then, but if you crying all the time, that's another thing too.
Right.
But yeah, it's no problem. And I would tell my son that, son, it's no problem with you crying. All right, let those emotions out, get those things out. So we'll start with Rashad on this one. See, he's our newcomer. Rashad, how would you respond to if your son was to say something like that?
You know, we've had this conversation. It was a point in time where my son is the only child, so him getting his way was like he always did. He the only child on both sides, like grandchild. So he gets whatever he wants. And so, it got to a point where I had to sit him down and just say, when you don't get your way, when you tell him no, everything is exaggerative. It's blown like, oh, I can't believe you telling me no, but, I had to have a moment with him, a talk with him like, hey, son, just because it's no, that doesn't mean that you got to flip because you're not getting your way. Like we got to understand that like life is not getting your way. You're not going to get your way all the time in life. It's certain things and certain plans you got to put in place to get through these things. But son, life ain't going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I've seen him cry just on numerous occasions where he just, he going off, because it's emotion. He ain't used to hearing it. So I usually try to sit him down and get him to redirect how to maintain those emotions. Hey son, it's okay to cry, but what are we really crying about? Is it because someone told you no, or is it because you have to let him know like
You freeze on
it's
your
certain
end.
things that it's certain
You
things
froze
you
for a
you
minute,
can't. I
Rashad. You good now?
understand you crying about, but it's other things that you shouldn't have to cry about, and just getting him to understand that dynamic. I think in kids at a young age, like there's certain things I know you're gonna cry about, but like you crying over because of a toy, that ain't nothing to cry about. So just get them to understand those things. I think it's okay to cry. Every man should. And like you said before, piggybacking off of you, if you a man and you got any kind of you done been through something hard. So you done sat on you done got on your knees and put them hands together and prayed to the man upstairs many a time. I know I have. So it's all right to cry.
What about you on this one, Dre?
Yeah, I agree, man. My sons, I tell them that, well, we know as men, first of all, let's start with us. anything bottled up is not good to hold in, because if we don't get it out at the wrong time, and you could take it out. I mean, it could be bad. Let's just be honest, right? You don't ever know how much you can take. So I believe that crying, it kind of releases tension, it kind of releases stress. But I'm 100% agreeing upon, you can't be a crybaby. You gotta. I always say, let it out, and then let's figure out a resolve from it. Right? Okay, cool. Got that off your chest. Cool. You good? All right, we good. So let's figure out how to resolve that issue, because we don't also want to go backwards, and we don't want unresolved issues either. Right? So we need to learn how to face our emotions. Emotions is something that as a man we need to learn, because not only do we have emotions, but when we get into a relationship, when our kids are no longer teenagers and they start to get into relationships, you got a woman who's got emotions, you got a man who's got emotions. You got to learn how to control our own so that we can be able to handle our woman's emotions too. So at a young age, it starts with nipping stuff in the butt and having that conversation. Not like, hey man, hey son, you not supposed to cry. Like, I was always told not to cry. Suck it up, tuck your lip in. Like, that's how we was raised, to be hard. However, we need to get that out. It is healthy at times, right? So it's just about channeling it and then coming to a resolution and discussing what you're feeling, right? Talking about what you're feeling, talking about those emotions, and then knowing some things you don't need to cry about, and some things, okay, you can let it out, because you don't want no crybaby, and you don't want no soft boy either.
That's good. What about you on this one, Kev?
For me is I'm first of all, I'm gonna ask my son where he get that from, because I'm a crybaby. I cry all the time, and if you think because I cry I ain't no real man, first thing I'm gonna do is throw him a pair of boxing gloves and tell him to fight me. Because you got me messed up. You gonna have to see me first. but but now on a serious tip, man, crying emotions, those are God given. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says He collects our sorrows, and He counts our sorrows and collect our tears. So He gave us that. I always think about how powerful it is for Him, for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Our Savior, to sit with Lazarus' family and weep. You know, He sat with Lazarus' family and wept, and He knew He was finna save them. He knew He was going to raise Lazarus from the dead, but He still put Himself you know what I'm saying, in the shoes, and felt what His family felt, and in that moment He wept. So sometimes we need to be like Jesus was to Lazarus' family, to some of our friends, and just sit and cry with them. They're going through pain, they're going through things.
That's good.
Sometimes we need to sit there and let it out with them. So, for like Shy said, everything ain't worth crying for. You know what I'm saying? But in those situations where you feel hurt or you feel pain, let it out. And then, like what Mike said, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep it pushing.
That's it.
So, but I think crying, real men need to cry.
Man,
Because like Dre said, stuff get bottled up, and not only what I'm saying, we might explode, what I'm saying, and lash out how we don't want to, but we can also start causing health issues and diseases in our bodies and all kind of crazy stuff. So let that mess out, man.
get
Let it
that
out.
stress out, bro. I'm telling you, bro,
Mm-hmm.
That's real.
especially as
That's
black men,
facts,
it's
bro.
very important that we have
Facts.
outlets. All right. Because
Yeah.
it's either going to cause health issues or you going to do something where you end up in jail. All right. A lot of men,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, a lot of men end up in jail, not because they bad people, it's because they just made a bad decision. All right.
Right.
They
Right.
they had
Yep.
some they had some stress or something pent up to where they just exploded and did
Yep.
and made the wrong choice that affected their life for the next couple years, the next 20 years. But yeah, that's why you have to have outlets like this. All right. So you can get it out. All right. What about you on this one, DJ?
Man, I don't have sons. I have a daughter. Man, she once said to me, she's like, "Daddy, I've never seen you cry." And I was like, when I was growing up, we would talk. You don't cry. You don't need to be crying. You know what I'm saying? So as I've gotten older and has had a daughter, and now I had to, adjust my way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? I have to think differently. Like, it's okay. It's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's healthy for you. like we all been saying, keeping stuff bottled up, man. It just nothing is good when it's bottled up. Everything always feels great when you release it, no matter how you look at it. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like certain situations, you need a good cry, man. You know what I'm saying? You need a good, whether it's in your car, on the toilet, or in the shower, wherever you comfortable at, a good cry is needed. Of course, hey man, you embarrassed because you've been disobedient. Now you want to cry to try to get out of it. We're not going for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know
That
what
part
I'm
right there. Right.
saying? That's a different story.
Right.
Those are the type of tears. I
Yeah.
just tell my daughter, I don't fall for tears. But I know when you're trying to manipulate the situation to get me to fall for the tears. Like
Exactly.
that kind of crying, we're not gonna do. But any like you're emotional, you feeling some type of way, you heartbroken. Oh, I get it, let it out. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, but we're just gonna get it back up. We're gonna dust off. We're gonna shake it off. We're gonna walk it off, and we're gonna get back to it. So yeah, that's just my take on it. It's good and healthy, man. It's just no. It's just
That's good, man.
why you crying? You know what I'm saying? Tell me why, so we can talk about the why and deal with the root of the why you crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not because you don't want to get a whooping, because that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because you hard headed. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take
you
on
can't,
it.
you can't say you
Hey,
can't
man.
shake this whooping
That's
Yeah,
either,
you
coming.
boy.
can't say that
That's
one.
coming.
You ain't getting out of this whooping. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for all those answers. Those was really good answers, man. Here's the next question, man. We talk a lot about our struggles on this show. We're very vulnerable on this show, but we don't talk a lot about our wins a lot of times. And you know what? That's a good thing too. You talk about the struggles, but you got to talk about the things in life that you feel like you've accomplished already. That's one thing I always try to do. I talked to my coworker about that. Is like in my barber, I was like, man, it's a lot of things that I ain't doing right now, but I still got to be proud of the stuff that I have accomplished. All right. You got to count it all joy, and you got to be happy and grateful for the things that God has blessed you with.
That's
And,
real.
and my question to you guys is, what personal achievement are you most proud of in your life? And that's something that we really don't think about a lot, because we always thinking about what we don't have or what we can get better at. And that's good to do those things, but you got to always be proud of the things that you have done. And I'll say it's two things for me that I'm very proud of in my life right now. First of all, it's the fact of that I have this podcast and I've continued it. I've started this podcast back in late 2022, early 2023.
Yeah.
And right now we're going on 3 years of this podcast. Not this podcast, but my last podcast, but be podcasting. It's been 3 whole years. It's been a blessing that I've been able to stay consistent with this thing and continue to do this thing. The other thing that I'm very proud of is that I purchased a home before the age of 30. Uh, I was 28 when we purchased our home, a brand new home. That's something that a lot of people don't achieve. And that's something that I set myself out, me and my wife set ourselves out to do, was to purchase a home, something where we could, build equity, and it could give us a return on. And I'm very, very proud of us, because it's not easy. It's not easy maintaining a home. It's very expensive.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, Unexpected expenses come out of nowhere. We just got an HOA thing saying our tree was dead. They tried to charge us money for that. Had to get a tree removed. The air conditioning might go out on you. The sink, the garbage disposal need to be fixed. It's always something with a house that costs money. And
Oh, for sure.
I'm very proud of myself and my wife that we've been able to maintain this house, and be able to, be homeowners, because it's a lot of people that's twice my age that have never bought a house. All right. And I'm not saying that might be their preference, but I'm just saying I was blessed
That's
to do
real.
those things, and it's a big accomplishment. So that's something that I'm proud of.
It is.
And let's start with DJ on this one. DJ, what would you say is a personal achievement of yours that you're most proud of?
Man, honestly, man, it's more so from a rental standpoint. My daughter graduated high school and went off to college. I
That's
always
amazing.
thought that was,
It's dope.
and I mean like out of state college. You know what I'm saying? Not just like the local. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, and most black families, college really wasn't the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Breaking those, breaking that generational curse and starting to, set new traditions for your family is a big deal for me. Watching her go
That's
off to
beautiful.
school, you know what I'm saying? Seeing her go off to college and not just on a athletic scholarship, a forensic science, you know what I'm saying? Like forensic science major, like really going into something
Yeah.
that's not the typical black major. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Like stuff
Right.
like that. Like
Right.
That's
that
awesome.
was that right there for me, man. Uh, was great. She made the dean's list, and she's still on the dean's list,
Awesome,
man.
man.
Like that right there for me uh, is a big accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That was always a goal for me. 'Cause I just wanted her. That was the reason we even decided to move to Texas, just for different opportunities and bigger opportunities. Because I didn't want her to go to the schools that we were at when we was in Memphis. I wanted her to think broader. You know what I'm saying? I wanted her to widen her mind, widen her range. And so that has worked out for us very well, man. So I'm super proud of her. So that as a father, that's and just as a man in general. That's my only child. She's actually graduated in high school and off to college. She's in school in Phoenix. You know, I talk about crime. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm so proud of her, man, and that's my goal for me.
That's
That's
good,
what's
man.
up.
What
That's what's
about
up,
you,
man.
Dre?
Congrats on that.
What
Congrats.
personal achievement that you're the most proud of, Dre?
Oh man, there's so many. Um, but I'll just say, to be honest with you, man, I say I've been through many trials and tribulations in my life, but I've never, I never lost my faith in God, man. Honestly, I
All
think
right.
that's my biggest achievement, bro. Because I've been down to sleeping in my car. I've been down to having no house, no nothing. And my faith hasn't wavered a little bit. Yeah, I've weathered the storm, and I stayed 10 tones down, and I got everything back and more. I'm very, very proud of where God has brought me to. Married. I have 6 beautiful children from 8 years old all the way to 24. They're all doing their thing. Ain't nobody locked up. Ain't nobody doing drugs. I'm counting my blessings. They're healthy. My wife and I, business owners, that's another, it was a struggle in the beginning, and now things are flourishing. So it's all because my faith never, it always kept the same, man. My faith in God, bro. So I'm gonna say my relationship with Christ, bro, is probably my biggest accomplishment, that's helped me down
So
throughout 37 years, almost 38 years of my life, bro.
That's dope.
Beautiful.
That's amazing,
so
man.
That's
Thanks for
awesome,
that, Dre.
man.
What
Yeah,
about you on this, Rashad?
man. I think my biggest thing is, um, going through college and universities. My biggest thing was to go to school. We was always taught that, my mom and my dad was like, school is important, so you got to finish. So I went to school and I pledged and I did all this stuff and wound up getting out of school and not finishing. And, there was a huge, huge thing for me that I didn't finish, right? And it always stuck with me. And so this past year I enrolled. I got back in school and
Man,
I said,
that's what's up.
I'm gonna finish. So I'm currently right now working on my cybersecurity degree. So, just trying to finish a bachelor's and possibly move on to my master's. I've been fortunate and blessed enough, just having a great job and being able to continue to excel without that, but I want to see what it takes me, how it take me after I finish. So I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and get back into this because God has blessed me so far. Now what can I do to help me keep pushing? Because he's got me there. Now what can I do? So I think that's a huge accomplishment for me, especially being at this age and getting back to it and wanting to go back there. Some people just be like, yeah, my time is past. Nah, I still got more I still got more to do, man. So,
That's
that
dope.
and on top of my family, on my family, that's big for me. Just that's one of the best blessings I ever had in my life. So those
That's
two
good.
for sure. Yeah.
So what's up? Yeah.
What about you on this one, Kev?
Man, I want to piggyback on what Dre said, man, that foundation, that relationship with Christ, because it's just like a trickle down
Man.
effect to everything else in life. You know what I'm saying? Once
Mm-hmm.
I committed fully to Christ, he blessed me with a wife, and then now I got beautiful kids who know Christ, who are Christ driven and live for Jesus, and then through my wife, I
Right.
found my job, I found the career where I can, provide for these kids and take care of these kids. So that foundation in Christ has just been, the catalyst to everything, the conduit to everything. So that's definitely my most valuable achievement so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is
That's what's
yeah,
up, man.
Absolutely.
Russell.
yeah,
See, thank y'all for those answers, man. Those are all really good because that lets me learn a little bit more about you guys too. Knowing what you guys have achieved or what you guys are proud of in life. And, I know a lot of your struggles and your shortcomings, but we need to celebrate our wins. All right,
True.
celebrate our wins more. Give
That's
each
true.
other our
for real.
flowers more while they're alive and not while they're on a obituary. We got to start giving
100%.
Right.
guys their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing
100%.
I definitely believe in is giving brothers their flowers while they still alive. That man, you're a good brother, man. You dope. All right. All y'all on here are dope. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody just needs to hear that sometimes. We don't know
That's
what
true.
people bring. Real talk.
That's true. 'Cause a lot of times in our community, it always seems to be a competition. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Right.
and it don't have to
It
be.
is.
You gotta just you can be supportive in your own lane. It doesn't hurt to do that. Even sometimes in your own household, your family. Your family could be envious, jealous, but it all stems on how you were raised. It all stems on your surroundings and your influences. But you know when you like lock yourself in with God, man, he sends to like remove closed doors that don't need to be open no more, and he opens the new doors that you walk through, and the noise just silences, and the people that you're around, he just puts you around individuals like yourselves, like Mike. Like, I got a new brotherhood from DJ Shad and Kev. Like this is dope because a lot of men, like, you guys are all very supportive. You guys are being honest, real, and that's another thing, is just the transparency, bro. Like, being able to
yeah,
speak so freely and not feel like we judged or we gonna look at you sideways. Like, bro, like, we here just connecting, man. And I appreciate that. And I'm gonna tell you, the nucleus of that brings everything together, is Christ, bro. Because that's how he was. He wasn't
amen.
out here trying to, like, pick a side. He was like, I'm for everybody. I don't
I love
judge
all
nobody.
y'all.
I'm showing love, man. So that's really my surroundings, man. We show love in spite of it
Yeah,
all. And we keep it a buck at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, man.
That's
So
what's
I
up.
appreciate this, man.
Man, thanks for that,
Yeah,
Dre.
me
We
too.
appreciate you for saying that, man. For real.
I want to add to what Dre said, like, but even if you in the same lane as somebody, still show love. You know what
Still
I'm
show
saying?
love,
God,
Right,
right?
right.
God, God, God has never been a God to cap blessings.
Come on,
Yes.
bro.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
Yes,
It's enough
yes,
for all
Speed.
of
yes.
us.
It's enough for
Yeah.
He
everybody.
said he'll bless us so where we won't have room enough to receive. If
Yes.
we
Right.
don't have room for enough to receive, it's always going to be overflow.
Come on, bro. Come on,
You know
bro.
what I'm
Preaching
saying?
now,
If we
bro.
operate
You
in that
preaching now.
overflow, we
Yeah.
get to bless everybody else around us. So let's operate out of love. You know what I'm saying? Let's make
Yep.
sure that we are compassionate with our brothers and our sisters. Let's
Right.
just love people.
Hmm. Yes.
And when
100.
God bless us, he blessed the tribe. He blessed everybody around you. So let's just,
Absolutely, bro.
yeah, I just wanted to say that, man. Let's love on each other. It ain't no room for hate.
Ain't
Come
no
on.
room
God
for
gonna
none of that, man.
bless, and you know
Come
what I'm
on.
saying. If you
Absolutely.
really operating out of His principles, you gonna bless other people too.
That
That's
part.
For
good.
sure.
That
Yeah.
For
part, bro.
sure.
We got another question
I
for you
couldn't.
guys, man. This was a little bit more funner. It's a lighter question. But it says your son wants to wear expensive designer clothes just to fit in. Do you buy them? Uh here's the thing, man. Uh my son better get a job if he want anything designer. Okay. Now I ain't trying to say that I'm gonna put him out there because here's the thing, man. Back in the day, man, I'm telling you now, I wanted a couple different shoes that I couldn't get, and that's probably why I got a shoe fetish right now. Right? Back
I love
then,
Exactly.
shoes.
I wasn't getting the Jordan 1s and 2s. I was getting the Team Jordans. Okay, it wasn't.
Facts.
My mom and daddy wasn't buying me no Jordans. They wasn't buying me no Jabos. They wasn't buying me none of that, bro. I was getting Arizona jeans. Okay, I'm letting y'all know this right now. This is just really what my life was.
Not Arizona.
I'm letting you know the JCPenney Arizona jeans was what I was getting before I got a job. You know what I'm saying? But I would never do that to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want my kids to wear nice clothes, Nike, things like that. I ain't trying to put my mom and dad. My mom and dad were great parents, but they're not the most stylish people in the world. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now. But when it comes to clothes, I'm a big clothes guy. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love to dress up. That's one thing I really like to do. And I never had the funds to do it back there when I was growing up as a teen. But one thing I would definitely say is I'm not gonna put my kid out where anywhere in school where they can get talked about. I know how that is. I know how kids are, especially with me, Kev, and Shot growing up in St. Louis. We know how it is. All right, we know how it is going to school. It is a
Don't come up
gauntlet.
short.
If you ain't wearing certain stuff, you about to get
Don't
it.
come up short.
They're about to fire you up. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. If you got on the road clothes,
Yes,
you get it. All right. So
that's
I would
real.
never do that to my kids. All right. I'm gonna put them in nice clothes. They're always gonna look neat. But designer clothes, I don't know how y'all parents do it. I'm even looking at some of these proms like, how y'all paying for this? All right. I look at a prom, they rent out a Bentley, they got this, they got designer shoes. I'm like, I don't even know how y'all do all that because I know that's about 15K. I know I shouldn't be counting numbers, but I'm definitely I'm counting I am. But here's the thing: if my kid ain't got no job, he ain't getting no Versace, he ain't getting no Gucci, he ain't getting none of that. Okay, I'm letting y'all know that right now. All right, now maybe if it was a situation where it's like, okay, you get all good grades, you get straight A's. We gonna set some parameters. If you get straight A's, I might get you something, or I might
There
go
we
half
go.
on it. I might
Right.
go half on it. You gonna give me the other half. But just buying designer clothes to fit in. First of all, bro, half y'all don't even know how to wear these designer clothes right. Y'all be looking like
Just
clowns in it. For real. It's not what you wear it. It's who's
How
wearing the
you
stuff.
wear it. Yep,
Y'all
that
gotta
part.
understand that, bro. It's how you wear it and who's wearing it. All right. Cause you could wear, I go to
Absolutely.
Walmart, get me a dope shirt, and it's gonna look good. You wouldn't even know it. Target,
Exactly.
any of these places. You go to Ross, you pick you out a shirt. Burlington might find you a little cold little shirt, put it with some jeans. But y'all talking about all this designer stuff. Yeah, I'm not doing that for my kids. But I ain't gonna have them in no
Shut
Payless, no Buster Browns, no Stride. I ain't putting them in none of that. Okay, that's not gonna happen with
Buster
them.
Brown.
Yeah, I'm not putting. Yeah, we gonna have them in some nice clothes and shoes. They gonna look
Crazy.
good. They gonna look good, but we ain't gonna be having them looking crazy where they wearing Versace. First of all, y'all ain't, you can't afford it, so it don't even matter. All right, and half the time, I'm gonna be honest with you and y'all kids. Y'all kids stuff be fake. All right, it ain't even
oh
real.
yeah.
They be
Absolutely.
buying fake stuff. It be fake. All
DH Gates
Absolutely.
heavy. Yeah.
right, DH Gate,
Big
SDH
T.
Gate.
Yes. All
DHK.
that.
Hey, I tell you that, man. Hey, I'll give y'all this story, bro. My daddy, I said, "Hey, Dad, I want a pair of Air Force Ones." He's like, "You want a pair of Air Force Ones?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me get a pair of Air Force Ones." He took me over East St. Louis to the flea market. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I got about two. I was like, "Man, Dad, they got Air Force Ones." I had two pair. Man, 2 weeks later, bro, the
Give
sole was made out of
me
eraser.
two.
The sole was like this. It was gone. My soul was gone. The soul was gone. I said, "Oh no, these joints, I gotta throw these away, bro." It was like it was made out of eraser. The soul, half the soul on the Earth was ones was gone, man. But shout out
Yeah,
to Dad,
buddy.
man, because hey, for 2 weeks, it looked like I had some Air Force Ones on. Till
Oh,
nobody
me.
tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Till I got a job where I can afford my own clothes. But let's go ahead and start with Kev on this one. Would you buy your kids some designer clothes if it's just to fit in?
And you know, my son's 16, so he want purple jeans and this and that. And I'm like, no. I got a rule. If I wouldn't buy it for myself,
I ain't buying it for
I'm
you.
not buying it for you. I don't like you more than I like me. So
If I
so
can't get
what
for
am I
myself,
gonna
I
buy for
you
you
for.
for? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I love shoes. You know what I'm saying? So my kids, they get the Jordans and the
Yeah.
shoes that they want and all of that, but I'm not buying nothing no, you're not getting no Gucci, no Louis, no Prada, and I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Right.
It's a no.
Right.
Don't even. They know my son don't not even to ask me. Don't even no. Don't ask me. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's dead. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Like just dumb. And then first of all, your kids don't even they not even at an age where they gonna like fit this stuff forever. They're gonna grow out of it in
Right.
Yes.
3 months.
Right.
So why don't
Absolutely.
you go buy you
I
know what I'm
know.
saying, a 16-year-old who feet growing every you know what I'm saying, every month and a half.
Right.
A pair of $1,000 tennis shoes. You're dumb. You probably
Right.
need to reevaluate your life.
That part.
For sure.
That part.
I don't agree. I'll just say that. Let me shut up.
What about, hey, Shot, because I see a lot of the J's in the back there, Shot. You see, I know you got a shoe collection back there. What
Man,
you
listen.
doing? What you doing for your son if he say he wants some
You know,
what's some products or
Is
something
this
like
is
that?
this some cherry 12s back there? Is that what I'm saying?
That's the cherry 12 back there. I see
you,
it.
Yeah,
you know, you know,
me.
I'm
I got supposed to.
you know, I'm a little biased on this question. You know what I mean? Because I done dabbled in a few expensive items.
Yes.
It's I say it's like this, man. I've dabbled in the fashion world just because I love clothing. So I, started a clothing line. I done, worked around, did a few things in the clothing industry, worked with my cousin on clothing things. So like I my son is like really into that because that's what I'm into. But there's always a but to that,
Big butt.
he gotta understand. I think it's the teaching of a value of $1 at a young age for him to
Yep.
understand. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I got this stuff, but it's because I worked hard to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to get him to understand is that, yeah, he asked me for this kind of stuff now. He wants Spider, he want all that stuff, and he only 8. But he want all this
Wow.
stuff that these
Wow.
like I'm real Mike can tell you, dude. He like all of this nice stuff, and it's like, bro, listen, I know, but you gotta work for it. You gonna get out there and cut this lawn? Cause I can pay you, but you gonna work to get it. That's my thing. But at the same time, in the same token, I'll take him to Big T. Hey man, you finna get over here. Cause I'm not coming out of that. I'm not coming out of that kind of price tag.
Yep.
Nah.
That is
Get you
real.
something right over at Big
That's
T,
real,
brother.
dog. Hey, you sure right. Get you some of these fake Balenciagas over here, dog, for 50.
Yeah.
You get you 2-3 pair of them, all different colors.
Yeah.
That part, bro.
Yeah, I remember the African schools that used to be here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, we all done been in them African stores.
Yeah.
I know it was a pair of them Air Force. Remember them Easter Air Force Ones that came out?
Yes.
Everybody, them ones sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
I was in the African store. I needed a pair of those.
Gotta have
I had to have a pair, bro.
Y'all remember Stephen Barry's too, but I told my daddy,
For
where we
sure.
gonna stop is I'm not getting no Starberries. That's what I'm not gonna do. I get the I get the clothes, you know what I'm saying? But
I get the little leather jacket.
right.
You're not about to make me get no Starberries. I'm not getting talked about at school. No, I don't want no
Yeah.
Starberries. No. All right, man. What about you, Drake?
Sure.
Man, y'all said a lot, man. It's different because I let them work for it because sometimes it's like this, bro. They gotta learn to work for it, but we also gotta make sure that we take care of them too. So I kind of do a little bit of both, right? So I'm gonna start with the first one. I will let them work for it. So I don't buy the expensive stuff no more. I only do like certain things. Like, I ask, well, how much it costs? Oh, this is 300. This is 500. Okay, so what's the purpose? What do you want it for? There's never an answer if you ask them what the purpose is. If you could explain, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want it for? What's it gonna do for you? I'm gonna give you an example. My son was going to this some kind of dance or something like that, and he wanted these red bottoms, and I'm like, well, how much are they? He's like, oh, they're $300. I was like, well, you're young, you're growing, you're gonna be out of these shoes in probably the next year. $300. Like, what's the plan? So I said, come back with me to a solid plan. We'll chop it up about it. came back to me a very solid plan. Say, hey, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get these shoes, but I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna get the money for it, and then I'm gonna resell them. I said that sounds like a great idea to me, because that got his mind to start working and get off of my dollar. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just gonna buy it if it don't make sense. We re-up them on Christmas. We re-up them on birthdays. You're gonna get re-up with the stuff that you've been wanting, but it ain't just gonna be on a spot of a dime, right? Another situation was this. So I went back and forth with my wife because my son went to prom this year, and he was struggling with his grades, and he was last year and was trying to prove himself. I'm like, look, man, you're about to turn 18, dog. You gotta figure this life out. So he worked hard. He pushed through. Ended up doing excelling in his grades. Finished school right. Graduated. Did his thing. Okay. Now for most of us, we're like, okay, that's nothing in high school, right? Accomplishment. But my guy had a job coming out of high school. He's already working. My guy finished on top. Graduated. No drugs. No alcohol. None. I never had any of those things. Respects curfew. All of that. Hey, at the end of the day, we hooked him up with a little Maybach for his prom. And I worked the deal. I didn't pay all that top dollar on what it looked like, but I worked out a deal that was affordable to me. And it was also to show him what is possible when you do work hard. So that's why you also got to
That's
show
dope,
them
man.
what you can do, but you got to put in the work, because you can't just put in the
Gotta
work
put
and
in the
things just
work.
magically happen. So,
Yeah.
we kind of, best of both worlds, man. We try to give them what they need, but we got to make sure they understand, bro, you got to work, dog. Like, you got to work. That's as long as they understand that, I think we come to a good agreement. Get whatever you want. But now what's funny is, now that they're paying for it for themselves, you don't see all those J's and all that kind of stuff, because now you got more
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just seen him. He's been having a job for 4 months because he just graduated, and I've only seen him buy one outfit, and it was like $165. How much outfit? Like $165. I said, okay, this is your first little, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But you understand responsibility. It's okay, but you got to take care of responsibilities first, and then get yours. So they learning, man. It's all about progress, bro. Progress.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
to piggyback off Dre, I watched this interview that someone did with Pharrell, and he talked about that same thing. He said, I don't give my kids everything. They got to know a guided struggle. You got to know
Mm-hmm.
what a guided struggle looks like. They got to understand that, like, yeah, everything not you got everything. I can get you whatever you want in this world, but that's not how life works.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's a big piece. When he said that guided struggle, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was the first time I ever heard something put like
Yeah.
that. So
Hmm.
I like
What
that,
about you
bro.
on this, DJ?
Like I said, my daughter, girls always want to look a certain way.
You
You
hear
know
me?
what I'm saying?
Is he frozen in
Can
y'all,
you hear me?
DJ?
He
yeah,
frozen.
he's
Yeah,
frozen.
bro.
He froze out. Oh, there you go. DJ,
Can you
you
hear
back
me?
with it? Say something, DJ. Yeah, we
Can you
hear you
hear
now.
me? Okay.
Yeah, we hear
So
you.
like with my daughter, girls it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the little jewelry and you got the makeup and you know what I'm saying. They got the braids and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they see all the other girls with the bundles and they want to start doing that. I'm just like, so I use that as an opportunity to teach my daughter how to stand out as opposed to looking like everybody else and wearing what everybody else
Indeed.
wearing. I kind of reversed it on her. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, why would you want that? I said, we opened up the door. I said, look at all these girls going to the bus stop. I said, you look just like all six of them. I said, it's time to switch it up. I
Mm.
was like, you don't want to look like everybody else. I said, look at them. I said, y'all got on the exact same thing. Y'all got jeans with your knees cut out. Y'all got on a white wear pair of Air Force Ones. You got braids down your back. You got a glittered backpacks and purses. I was like, y'all all look the same. I was like, this is an opportunity for you to be like, all right, I need to start doing something different. And so I kind of got lucky and kind of talked her out of wanting all that kind of stuff. But man, I get it because we were a basketball family, so we had all the shoes, all the shoes, all the ladies' shoes, hoop shoes. We were blessed. We had a Nike Connect in Memphis. The lady that went to our church worked at the Nike factory. So anything we needed when it came out, we had it before. Yeah, so I was blessed to have that. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, man. I get it, and
That's
I know.
different.
Yeah, I know. So I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what came with that, and so with her being a girl, I didn't want that for her. You know what I'm saying? Me as a boy, a young teenage boy, all the girls was on my shoes, or you know what I'm saying? Now that I have a daughter, I have to think completely different from that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to flip the script on us like, man, I can get it for you, but what your grades look like? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want Jordans? Well, you right now your grades look like you deserve Converse. So you want
Facts.
Jordans?
Facts.
You gotta step it up in that classroom. I
That
can't
part.
have
That's
you.
real.
I won't have you going to school fresh and you ain't learning nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
We're not
Right.
gonna do that.
Mm.
I said, you want to look fresh, you gotta be on that honor roll, so you can look nice and be
Go.
smart at the same time. So I didn't
Yes,
mind it,
sir.
but like y'all been saying, man, you gotta earn that. It don't come cheap
Gotta earn it.
True.
because it ain't cheap.
Gotta earn
Facts.
it.
You sure right. It
Facts.
ain't cheap.
Ain't
Shoes ain't
cheap.
cheap at all, bro. Shoot, my daughter's foot growing, and I'm like, bro, her shoes getting $100. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
she just got there, Mike.
Yeah, she it's
Easy.
$100.
It gets
I'm like,
work, bro.
God, I'm like, where the $50 shoes at?
Oh no.
Nah, bro, you
You better
hurting.
What's
you better
Oh,
hit DJ up to see he still got that
no.
Nike
Look,
Connect.
listen,
I'm like, say, where the
listen.
fifty
Right?
six dollar shoes at, man? You know, it cost much mine. It don't make no
I
sense.
need I DJ, I need that connect, man.
No.
My
Yeah,
son,
I need that
Man,
connect too, man. Shoot.
Man, that,
my
that,
real.
son,
that was
my
a
son,
blessing, bro.
he wear like a 7 now.
That was
Yeah,
a blessing,
yeah,
man.
That's
leave.
a grown man
That was great.
size.
That's a grown man's foot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
adult size.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
That's
Wow.
adult sizes, bro.
Yeah,
uh,
I'm
man,
like,
say these shoes getting too
man, you
expensive.
asking for you asking for Jordan 4. They were $165 when I
Right.
bought it. $180.
off the real.
Buck 80. Now they
Man,
220, 220,
Yeah.
200.
one.
Don't
I
make no
mean,
sense. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And my
But yeah,
son were the same size as me. I
Man.
tell him, don't you even look in my
don't
closet.
touch my shoes.
I'm not
You
gonna.
show up. Yeah.
Don't you
I know
even
that.
try
I
it.
know it's gonna come a
Square
day. It's
up.
gonna come a day when my son come in there
Square
and
up.
try to
Yep.
wear my shoes. Yes,
Yep.
Lord. It's gonna come.
Straight up.
You gotta wear my shoes. That's one thing I do not play with, Dad. Don't put your feet in my shoes.
Yes. Don't touch my shoes. Don't even look
nah.
at them. You show right.
I
Don't touch
did the
my
same
shoes.
thing, man. I did the same
Do
thing.
not
I just
touch
want
them.
to get my. I
I
was
got
with my
one more
daddy.
See how
question,
your
you guys.
socks look,
Yep.
right?
I was in that
I
closet,
got
brother.
one more question for y'all, man, and we gonna get up out of here. It said, I got a question, man. This from my guy Vil, man. My guy Vil, he's my barber. Hopefully he watching and he see this, man. He asked me, he told me to ask this question to y'all. He actually got 4 or 5, so I have to use them throughout the next couple of weeks on on these episodes. But he said, what would you do if your significant other involves their family in your disagreements? I'm a speak to some people out there, man. You have to set boundaries in your relationships. All right. One thing I always say is you don't want to tell your significant other, to your sister, to your mama, because then they start seeing this light on them. All right. They have this image, they have this thing that they see about them because you painted them in a bad light. You don't want to paint a bad light to your family about your spouse. That's the first thing. All right. Because now when they come around, they treat them differently. They have all these, and here's the thing: it's always 3 sides to the story. It's side A's, side B's, and then it's the truth. All right. And I'm pretty sure you only telling your side of it. And it's probably fabricated. It's probably dressed up a little bit. And it ain't talking about what you doing in the situation. It's only about what they doing. And your family gets
Right.
that. And that, of course, your family always gonna have your back because they your family. So they already on your side, but now you painting your spouse in a bad light. That's why I say whenever it comes to disagreements, go get an outside source or professional help. We have to start using professional help. That's what they're there for. Go to a marriage counselor, go to an actual counselor where you can, fix your problems, that you have your own personal problems. Because first of all, you got to fix yourself before you fix your marriage and fix your relationship.
Yep.
Focus on you. I always say,
Right.
look in the mirror first. What
Mhm.
can I fix before I fix this problem with my wife?
Right.
What am I doing? It starts Michael Jackson. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Start with yourself first. But you cannot go to your family. You cannot go to your sister. You cannot confide in your mama and spew bad things about your spouse or about your girlfriend or anybody that you're in a relationship with, because it only turns out bad. And now they have this bad light, and they see your spouse in a bad light because you've done it. All right. So that's why I always say keep family out of everything. I don't want to know anything. Don't tell me anything. I'm going to try to stay out of your relationship. All right. I don't really want to be in your relationship. Yes, I have your back, but I don't want to be in you guys' relationship. Go find real professional help. All right. Go talk to somebody else, but keep the family out of it because it can only cause more problems. All right. And then now the family blows up, and then you getting into it. They bring up something that you thought they didn't know. Like, how did they know that about me? Because your spouse bringing it up to them. All right. Your spouse talking about you behind your back. At the end of the day, you and your spouse are supposed to be a united front. All right. At the end of the day, when you marry that person, when you marry your husband or you marry your wife, they are now numero uno after God. All right.
Right.
You know, it comes, it says God, husband, wife, children. All right. Nowhere in there where it says mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin. I'm just being honest with you. They come first. All right. So start with that first. That's how
That's
you
good.
supposed to do things when you are a Christian. When you are a believer, that's how it goes. All right. And a lot of times we choose our family before we choose our spouse. We have to leave away from our leave away from our mom and daddy and go to our spouse. We have to cleave to our spouse. So a lot of times we just don't do those things, but that's just how I look at it. Keep your family out of your disagreements in a marriage or in a relationship. So let's start with Dre on this one. Dre, what you got on this one, man?
Man, that's key, bro. You said it, man. That's what the word says, bro. It says, when you get married, your husband and wife should leave his mother and father and hold fast to his wife, man, because you can't have other people's opinions. It's no longer about anyone else but you and your wife. But you have to have someone in the middle to fight, to come to an agreement, because somebody's going to say I'm right and the other person's going to say I'm right. So who is it? Who's right? How do you come to that? So one, like you said, you got to have either professional help if it gets too bad, but you shouldn't even have to come to grips with that. We talked about this a while back. Our pride, when we get married, we got to remove it, because pride will never allow you to move forward, because we want to be always right, or your spouse wants to always be right. So at first, we have to, it starts with us. Let me remove my pride. Let me remove myself saying that I'm right. I need to first listen to understand, not just listen just to hear you. I got to listen to understand, but never involve your family, never involve anybody, because that's going to turn away. That's going to, like you're saying, that someone else is more important than your spouse. We should never want to do that. The Bible gives clear instruction about that specifically, and we got to live like that, because as soon as you get somebody else involved, that's exactly who they're going to run to when things get hurt. You got to go through those problems together with your spouse. That's how you build, brick by brick by brick. You guys got to go through that process, and sometimes it's going to take y'all to go to your own separate places, calm down. But that's like something you got to talk about. Us. Let me ask you, how, when you get upset, how would you want me to approach you? Because me and my wife been through that. I'm like, let's handle this right now. Like, I want to get this done so we can move about our day. But she's like, nah, I need to calm down. And I thought about it. She needs to calm down so she can understand and she can receive it. But if I'm talking and I'm wolfing off at the mouth, she's not able to receive that, we're not going to get anywhere. So we got to understand each other's love language. We got to understand each other, where each other is at, in order for this to move forward. And we got to agree on that. Let you agree on that, because once you agree on that, boom, that's the foundation. That's your boundary you revert back to, and that will help mitigate problems along the way. But you got to leave everybody, even your friends. Don't have her talking to her girlfriend. It ain't none of her business. Don't top it up with your boys about any of that. It ain't none of their business, because that's how so many different people get involved into your relationship, and then you wonder why, what happened. So that's just my take, bro.
That's good. That's good. What about you on this one, Shot?
It's the same. I kind of dealt with that in the beginning of our relationship. But her and her mom are like best friends. And it would just be like, we'll have our little spats. And she'd be like, well, this. And I'm like, that's not the best thing to do. And only reason why I'm saying is when you got too much outside noise, it interferes with the connection that you guys will have. And ultimately, it's going to either end up with somebody disliking, somebody hating somebody not, it's going to end up, like you said, it's going to end up in a bad way. And so I think the effective way to do it is, the Christ way. Like you said, God first, husband, wife, then kids. In between that, everything else needs to stay on the outside, and you handle that inside. When you handle those things internally, that helps build, like you said, brick by brick, it helps build a stronger bond. It helps build a stronger team and a stronger front. So going outside, getting other information from people, only thing I would say do is therapy. Go seek professional help, because that is how you're going to figure out yourself, how you're going to figure out your partner, how you going to, you get to hear both sides. They're not judging you because they don't know you. You know what I mean? You're not, it's different when you get people involved that know who you are, that see you every day. They get that negative light. When that negative light gets shined on you, it sometimes from certain people, it's never taken away. And so, and no matter what you do, you could be this big, you could do everything in the world as a husband, as a father, it's always going to be looked at like, well, he did this. I remember when he did that. And I remember how he made you feel in that situation. So it's always going to be that. And, I hate that sometimes people get caught into that. But I was like, I know that your mom's your best friend, but I'm your best friend now. I am. You know what I'm saying? Your mom not gonna be with you she's not always gonna be here. So you gotta understand that. You gotta understand that.
What about you on this one, Kev?
I feel like, so you're bringing two different people from two different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And you merging them together and you forming this union. So if you're gonna go talk to somebody like your parents that you've lived with your whole life, you know what I'm saying, who you've done all these things with your whole life, 9 times out of 10, your thought process and stuff is going to be the same. So if you bring in an argument from your household to your parents, to, you know what I'm saying, that outside source, 9 times out of 10, they're going to agree with you because they think like you. You all, you know what I'm saying, y'all live together, y'all have the same thought process, So
True.
it makes situations sticky, So I just keep everything in house, talk to each other, And I'm a lot like Dre wife. I need to sit down and think about it, because my wife is very smart, very cunning, you know what I'm saying? Very, very articulate with words. So if we go into a conversation right away, I'm not going to get a point across that's going to make sense because she going to talk circles around me. And I'm going to sit there like, all right, so for me, I have to be able to sit down and you know what I'm saying, and focus my thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, I have to, because I won't be able to say nothing. I'll just be sitting there looking at it like I'm dumb, So, so I agree, man. It's just keep everything in house. We went through this a little bit, and it was on my end because my family is very close knit, and I had to remember, hey, my wife is most important.
For sure.
So yeah, we definitely keep it in house, and listen. Don't just have a conversation to speak back. Listen to what your spouse is really saying. You know what I'm saying? Let that pride die to yourself. Be humble, and understand that everything that you do is not right. Like you say, look in the mirror first and fix yourself first.
For
And I
sure.
think if both parties do that, I think situations would be a whole lot clearer and you'll be able to understand each other a whole lot more.
That's good.
For sure.
All right, DJ, what you think
I
on this?
agree.
We're gonna get on out of here.
I'll say this. we'll definitely have to do a part 2 of this question. But man,
For sure.
bro, that's probably the worst decision you could ever make in a marriage is involving other people, man. Because like I'm not married anymore, but when I was married, I was married young. I was like 20, 21 years old. Both of our emotions are everywhere. Anytime we got into an argument, man, everybody knew. Everybody knew. Like we argued on the way to church. Everybody know. I'm like, look, let's just keep it together until we can talk about this table this until after service. Man, why you fellas coming up to me because she done talked to their wives? Man, why you? Well, I'm like, how you even know that, bro? Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So now you start getting biased opinions, and now you start getting uh, unwanted attention, which is a major problem when I was married because you talk to somebody else, they don't have your best interest because they're telling somebody else. They're going off to somebody else. And so now 3 or 4 people know about your situation and that, y'all arguing back and forth. And so now you got one of them that's like, oh, they arguing? Oh, now it's my turn? Oh, so now I can go ahead and make a move now because they're vulnerable right now. You
Yep.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And so that
Yep.
bringing people into your marriage, man, is I'm telling you, it's terrible in more ways than one, man, and it ruins marriages in more ways than one.
Facts.
So like whether it's your parents, whether it's your friends, 'cause you're telling somebody that's going to take your side. You know what I'm saying? You're not telling nobody that's against
Yeah.
you. You're telling somebody who's going to favor with you, who's going to be like, oh, he
Right.
doing this or she doing that. Man, I told you you should. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, we need a neutral party. You see what I'm saying? Like when I got married, my dad married us. He's a pastor. Like, man, you can't be our marriage counselor, bro. Like, what do you mean? We got to get somebody else, bro. You can't be the marriage counselor, dog. Like, like you no, bro. Like, no, you too close to this. Like that's not gonna work, man. And it didn't. But yeah, man, putting people in your business, man, you can't do that. You gotta sit and talk about it. You gotta sit down and thug it out as a couple. You gotta sit down as a couple and thug it out. Keep people out of your business. I promise you, man. Because some people live off of that. They live for mess. They
Yes.
love it.
Bro,
Yep.
That's
speak.
real.
Every Sunday we come to church. How was your week? Not asking because they care, but because they need that information.
Mm.
What's going on? What did he do this time? That's the real question that they ask you. How was your week? What did he do this week? That's the real. That's what they really want to know.
Hey, facts.
You know what I'm
What do
saying?
you do?
Yep.
What did he do
Misery
this
loves
week?
company, bro. Misery loves
For sure.
company.
Oh.
And because
That's real.
Mm.
we're young and we don't really know any better, you just start talking because you think they really care about you. You really think that they got your best interest at heart. As soon as you finish talking, they get on the phone and call 2, 3 other
They
people.
running
Tell
back
them,
and
well,
talking to somebody.
yeah, well,
Yep.
little girl, she said
Yep.
DJ, like, man, yeah, DJ came home 2 o'clock in the morning. Man, I had a gig. Like, that's why. They're not telling you that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, man, I've
Yeah.
seen it, bro. Yeah, I was literally at work, but
I about to say, DJ, you
I was at work.
I was at work,
right.
dog. And they leave
DJ,
that they leave the
DJ,
context
this
out,
was
man.
personal.
No, I'm
It
telling you,
is for
um,
sure.
This was real
I'm
personal for
telling you,
DJ.
absolutely. That's what I'm telling you, man. That things could have went so different for my marriage if other people weren't involved. You know what I'm saying? If so many people weren't involved, and that was another reason why I was
Facts.
willing to move to Texas to get away. Like there's too many hands in our marriage. There's too many people. There's too many eyes
Right.
in our marriage.
Right,
You
bro.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one
Right.
being the pastor's son, and being the drummer of the church. I'm always at the church. Everybody's all in our family's business all the time. So we're always at people's house for dinner. We always somewhere with other people. Like, yo, we gotta get out of here. Like, we can't. we won't.
Right.
We're going to continue to stay in this marriage if we stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to go. Like it's only going to be 2 years if we don't leave. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still didn't make it, but we made it to 9 instead of 2. So, but yeah, man, keep people out of your business, man. That is the best advice I would give anybody.
That's good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mike, we might need to run that back because I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
this. Maybe you write this one down, cause we can elaborate more. Because what are your thoughts? You don't have to answer this, but we need to write this one down. What are your thoughts on having accountability partners? Okay,
Yes.
we can go into detail more about that one on another level, but because
Yes.
that's a good point DJ is referencing. There's a that you can't just go through that. There's a lot of layers to that question.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I know
bro.
we
Yeah.
we press for time today, but let's
Yes.
add that to the next or whenever you want to bring that back. You know what I mean?
We will definitely add that to the next one because that's something I told you. You can go on a whole tangent. You go about 3 hours on that one
For
itself.
I
sure.
For
told you
Uh,
we
sure.
got to do a
when it
part
comes
two,
to
bro.
family,
I told
right?
you.
It's, yeah,
I told you.
Hey,
that
DJ gonna
that's
prepare a sermon
very
for us, bro. He about to
Listen,
prepare a
listen,
sermon.
listen. And
it's
enough, man.
a very very layered question. I know that.
Woo.
So it's a lot that goes on with that question, and we all love our families, and I trust me, I've went
Yeah,
through it. I know people that's going
yeah.
through it. It's very tough to tell your mama or tell your daddy something, but you got to do it sometimes. I'm being for real. And
For sure.
we all
For
love them.
sure.
They raised us, but sometimes you got to draw the line. You got to set the boundary. All
Raw.
right,
Yes, sir.
and that's part of being a man. All right, you have
Yeah,
those are the maturations of a man and a woman. Is to tell your mom and dad, hey, this is my marriage. You got to stay out of it. I got
yeah,
Right.
this. Let me fix
yeah,
this.
Right.
All right.
yeah,
We'll fix this together. You're not in this marriage. It's just me and her.
For
So
sure.
we got to fix it.
That's
Certain things you got
correct.
to do, without your mom and without your daddy. So it's very important that you keep them, astray, from your marriage. But man, you guys were great tonight, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody for staying up, later than what we normally do at 9:30 here to watch us. We appreciate everybody that's supporting us on all our different platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even TikTok. And shout out to the people that's listening on audio. I showed Kevin. I think we're being heard in 56 different cities in 21 different countries,
one.
which is awesome. That you can
That's
have
what's
that
up.
type of
That's
reach.
awesome,
There are
man.
people listening to you in the Netherlands and listening to you, and I don't know where else, Australia. I'm like, man, all different type of places where people finding our podcast. So you
Praise
never know
God.
whose ears you touching, man.
Praise
So
God.
we appreciate you guys for being so candid because it really is helping somebody. And I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We are on here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. If you guys didn't know the time for our newcomers that came on here tonight, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. we do this show. We appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any questions for the show, like Dre just gave us a question, send it to me, send it to my message me any way you can, email me. I have all different type of ways you can give me a question. We always need questions for the show. And if you guys have a question for the show, send it to me. I got my number. Shot, I gotta get your number. I don't know why I ain't got your number. I've been using you through.
Yeah, man. I text
Yeah,
it to you.
we gotta get numbers. But yeah, man, I appreciate
For
it.
sure.
I appreciate everybody for watching tonight. You guys be blessed. And like always, love y'all and see y'all next week. Peace.
Yes, sir, fellas. All right.
For
Have
sure,
a good
guys.
night. Take
All
care.
right.
Peace
That's
out,
all
Got
fellas.
you, man.
good.